Good morning. How are you? Tuesday. Hey, another great game last night. I don't know what's going on. This happened a couple of years ago, where the night games, the Sunday night, Monday night games, were the best games of the week. Last night was really a good game. I'm not real fond or real set on J.J. McCarthy. Something about him irritates me, and I don't know what it is. Just doesn't make me feel comfortable in him. But I guess it's, if he plays well for the coach and they keep winning, everything, it doesn't make any difference what I think. But I just don't. There's something about this kid I just bothers me. I wouldn't trust him if I had if there was a situation where I needed to trust somebody. It wouldn't be him. All right. Moving along, apparently there's some ICE raids going on in Chicago. I don't know what they're going to do in Chicago. I don't know if he's going to keep sending National Guards troops all over the country, and then somebody's going to pull a move overseas, and we're not going to have the reservists to send. And you're going to have to send in somebody like Delta Force or something like that to try and quell the problem overseas, and that may or may not work, So, I'm not sure what the hell's going on there. Oh, look, Lucy's here, scratching like usual. She's got some sort of skin rash or something, and nothing's working, so we're just going to keep, trying different things till we find the one that's going to work. She's a great dog, and I love her dearly, and I know why the people got rid of her the last time, because she would wake up in the middle of the night. She has a skin rash, and skin diseases are very, very difficult to diagnose. It could be food, it could be anything. You never know. Anyhow, moving along. Trump's is really not a well man. I don't know how to explain that any better. But I'll tell you this. We all know he's in the Epstein list. And, if they actually print it and you see his name there, the question is, what's anybody going to do about it? And the answer is absolutely nothing. They might get upset, but they're not going to do anything because their name might be in it. I'm talking about Congress and the various people in it, on the Republican side. They're not going to do anything about it. We're getting screwed on a daily basis. The Democrats aren't doing anything. When was the last time you heard a Democrat say anything worthwhile? That's just the real bullshit about that, And that bothers me. Probably bothers you too, but the French government collapsed, about that. In the Gaza, Israel is committing basically genocide. Everything that was done to them that they hated in World War II, they're attempting to do it here. It's just bullshit. When they see who's going to when they come around and they find out Trump is the one that's going to try and build the resort there, that's just going to be, I don't know what the rest of the Arab world is doing, though. They're very quiet. They're like the Democratic Party. They're not saying anything, Well, you understand the fact that Saudi Arabia is not going to rock and Dubai and those countries aren't going to rock the boat. They're making money off of everything, They got all the rich people over there, Even the fact that Saudi Arabia was complicit in 9/11, if not directly, indirectly, that's pretty much a given, considering where they came from. They didn't try to stop bin Laden from family from sending him money and stuff like that till it was, done. I'm not sure if this is the way they're describing this. If this is what happened in the raid in Georgia. They stormed the place, detaining everybody. Latinos recount huge ICE raid on Hyundai plant. I know they won't do it, but if I was South Korea, I'd remove the plant. I'd just take it the hell out. Build it in Canada or someplace else. Just to stick it to Trump. It's just bullshit. Now you get, Maryland governor is speculating about being president only if you want to lose that election. All right, because the way things are going is it's not going to be a fair election unless you can change, unless they have the 2026 elections and we overturn get rid of a lot of the Republicans. It will not be a fair election, and the MAGA party will win again, and whether that's shithole Vance or somebody else, you don't know, but it's just disgusting. No, I don't know whether. Well, yeah, the Republican Party knew what they were doing. That's why you don't see what's her name, the woman that ran against him anywhere doing anything, because she was against Trump in that respect. So he buried her someplace, and she's never coming out of that. It's a shame. I didn't trust her, but she could have. That doesn't mean she couldn't have been. I think she would have been better than Trump. I don't think she would have gone as drastically as it. But the problem is that everybody else won too. See, I keep telling you, it's not just Trump. First, you have to come up in the 2026 midterms and win. Now, I don't know how you're going to be able to do that. With all the stuff that's going on and everything that they're going to do to stop you. But it's the only answer. And they're doing nothing right now to try to gear up for that. Trump is just, I don't know. I think the fact that if anything comes up, any disease breaks out now, we're screwed. Well, you are. I have access to all the vaccines down here. But I think you're going to see an exodus of the regular people in the United States. All you're going to have back is rich people and nobody to do the work for them. There's going to be a huge labor shortage unless you've already seen stuff where he puts the National Guards in the towns and they end up doing work that would have been done by immigrants, quite possibly, landscaping and everything else. It's just it's not right. I don't know how we're going to get out of this one, Okay. There was an article, I can't find it, where the quarterback of the Eagles said something that sort of got everybody upset, but we'll see if we can find it now. Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts lost his patience and said what nobody expected from Jalen Carter. Okay. Again, they put these articles up where Trump is melting down about the Epstein proof, and my question is, what are they going to if what exactly are they going to do about it? Are they going to do anything that's hold on. Shh. All right, we're going. Yeah. I don't think the kid did anything on purpose. He doesn't look like the kind of guy that would have done that. I mean, he did it on purpose, but I think he had, I don't think I think he thought he was retaliating against a slight to the team, and maybe he was. I don't know. Uh, that's not my thing to figure out. Um, let's see. But that's it. What the hell is he talking about? You see, you go in and you see this. This is what I talk about, where they get this some poster called Peace Crusader puts a post up where the headline is "Breaking News: The Panic is Here 5 minutes ago." And this was done. This went up 15 hours ago, and there's no follow up. There's nothing. It's a what, a minute and 54 seconds or something like that of bullshit. That just makes going through this in the morning a real difficulty. Looking to find out, because my news is late down here. I get newsletters that are covering stuff that happened yesterday or Sunday. And I don't care about Sunday. Sunday's gone. We're working on next weekend now. But they didn't make, I don't know, Trump's is now pissing off everybody, including people he's telling to come to the United States and manufacture your products here if you want to sell your products here. The problem with that is that they some of these companies, and Hyundai said it, we have to bring in the beginning our own people to get the construction done on time. If you don't want it done on time, we can hire Americans. We have to train them, and everything's going to cost more, and it's going to take a lot longer. Well, I think the same is true with all the rest of the companies that are coming over. They're not going to come over here, and we're not going to move our companies back here because of the same reason. We don't have the qualified help here. We allowed the people that, I don't know, what do you call them? Working class people, if you want to call it, we allowed our workforce to become either just not technical enough. Our lower schools aren't getting kids ready to go to college. College is too expensive. Technical schools aren't cheap. When I graduated high school, I wanted to go to computer school, and I talked to the guy, and it was basically a pyramid scheme. Yeah, okay, you could come in and you walk out of there. They were offering a course in computer programming, which is what I wanted to do, or at least I wanted to know what it was about. They didn't tell me what it was about. They told me that we have a course and you can graduate in I don't know what it was, 2 or 3 months, something like that, or 6 months, let's say. And what that did is made me a key punch operator. Okay, And I was basically doing something similar to that with the post office already. And it didn't pay a lot, and it was a very menial job. It didn't take an idiot to figure that out. I had a friend of mine go to the same school, go to that school, and he was capable of programming, and the jobs they were offering him were ridiculous. So, where do you go to school to learn this stuff? So I didn't learn it that way. I learned it another way. I answer questions for people that have gone to these schools, or I used to when I was studying, when I was reading the newsletters and everything every day, and I took some courses and mail order courses and whatnot. I would talk to these people and help them. Maybe not give them the answer, but help put them in the direction to where to find the answer. And that just seems to me that, you don't have enough people that have a desire to do that. It's like kids don't want to be better themselves, I'm just, I'm just an old guy. Maybe I'm a little bitter about that because I couldn't get what I wanted and when I wanted it, but I don't know. I think that there's been problems with the education system over the years, and Trump's not fixing it. The thing about getting into the best schools is you have to either be extremely smart, brilliant in a specific area that the school wants you to be. Like Harvard, it's a little more about the law, and then the problem they had with that is that after a while they had too many lawyers, and lawyers weren't making the money they were talking about. And the general practitioner doctors, the same thing. They're not making they have all this debt and they don't have the money. Unless they're specialists, they don't make the money. So that field sort of dried up, and so did the I don't want to say family law, but a lot of the legal system dried up, and that's how guys like Trump come along and promise the world to you, and they're not going to do it. Well, anyhow, listen. I'm starting to wander, and you know what happens? That means it's time for me to go. All right, so listen up. Subscribe to me, please. It's an ego booster, and I need all I can get. I'm gonna be 80 in January of next year, early part of January, the 16th to be exact, and assuming I make it that far. Me and Lucy are hanging out together, and hopefully, we'll be around afterwards. But just build my ego up. I'm an old guy. I need an ego booster, okay? Do that for me. Subscribe, comment, and we will see you tomorrow.